Good evening. How's everybody doing out there? Like and subscribe. Doing a little something different this time. Filming this from the house. Got this DJI, what do they call it? Tripod, or the instrument that holds your phone. And it's cool. It moves when you move. Just taking it down for the evening, relaxing. Had a nice vegan meal earlier. And I talked to my friend the other day, and he watched some of my videos. I think this is like my 10th or 9th video, so I'm still a baby in the game, so y'all be gentle. Still getting used to talking to a camera. But he said, man, I really like your videos. And I like you've been doing some of the top 10 things, but I think you should chop it down to top 5. And I really took it to heart, so my next one I'm gonna do top 5. Cause I still got a few top 10s I want to get out the system. It's like that first Music Soul Child album, or that first DMX album, or that first album that an artist come out with. It's like the music is new to you, but some of those songs are 2-3 years old. Not saying that none of my topics are that old, but some of this, you know, I'm 55, so that's 55 years of knowledge you're getting on here for free. So, but yeah, back to that analogy, you know, with the artists, man, some of them have 100, 200 songs by the time that first album comes out, but, you know, they chop it down to the best 10. That's why that first album is fire, and that second album is fire, because the ones that didn't make it to the first one make it to the second one. Of course, they'll create a few more new songs, but so I got topics out the wazoo, man. I just want to educate and help and inspire and motivate. You know, he also mentioned the niche thing, and you know, I want to inspire that 15 to 45-year-old niche, African American men, but men in general across the world, of all races. We know the deal. You know, the world looks up to African Americans. They'll never tell you that, but you know, we create the trends, we set the trends. So, but no, not just 15 to 45-year-old men. This is for age 10 to 80. I got guys my age, older men, 60, 65, 80. I learned from 30-year-olds. I learned from 20-year-olds. You know, some of my son's friends, I learned from them, watching them. So this is for any age group. So I just think it's dope. I'm starting to get more accustomed to the camera. Look at that, I love technology. Boom, boom, boom. And I think about, like, why am I doing this? Like, but you know, my dad's about 21 years older than me, 22 years older than me. And I'm gonna get him on camera. I wanna interview him, get some of his old DEA stories. But I wish I had videos of him at this age or younger, just talking about certain topics. That would be so awesome. I was watching some old home videos from 20 years ago, and just looking at yourself and your friends and family from that time. It's just invaluable. So let me get to the topic. Enough of all that stuff. So I still got a top 10 for you. This one for the fellas again, though. Top 10 ways not to be taken seriously as a man. Yeah, go get your popcorn. Matter of fact, don't eat popcorn. Go get your plantain chips. We won't be long, no. I'll do the top 10 like it's a top 5. Keep it short. I like the 20-minute videos, but I guess everybody doesn't have time for that. They want the 10, they want the 5, and the shorts. But again, this is esoteric, like I said in my first video. This ain't for everybody. Everybody's not gonna like me or what I say, so I'm just trying to drop some jewels for people that would appreciate those. And this is for the women too, you know, for your sons, or pass this on to your spouses. Like and subscribe, I gotta say that. Comment, please. I don't think I have one comment on 9, 10 videos. So comment. I may or may not comment back. I probably will, but I gotta be careful with that, because, you know, eventually some folks will be disrespectful, and I don't want that to change my emotional state. So I'll just have to leave it alone. you know, with any disrespectful comments. But number one, top 10 ways not to be taken seriously as a young man or as a man, period. Number one, laughing at everything. Man, laughing heals. I love laughter. I love comedy. Richard Pryor, Martin Lawrence, the greats, Paul Mooney. But in certain situations, when you're laughing at everything, either in a business setting or around your friends constantly, it's okay to be joyous and cracking jokes and everything, but you do have to realize that as a man, people are always watching you. Laughing sometimes shows nervousness and a desire to be accepted. You got to get to the point where you don't care if nobody accepts you. So yeah, just be mindful of that. Don't be that guy that's out of the 6 guys in the crew that's constantly laughing all the time about something. Don't play yourself. There's a lot more to be said about that one, but like I said, I'm gonna try to keep these brief. Number 2, constantly using slang. If you don't want to be taken seriously, just keep using slang. I mean, black people, we have ebonics. You know, Italians have their little sayings in their groups. I'm sure Germans do, Nigerians, you know, Asians, other ethnicities, races. But when you're out in the general public, at the job, at sporting events, at parties, weddings, restaurants, leave the slang alone. And if you're single, please stop with the slang. When you're talking to young ladies, you're playing yourself. Speak proper English. Or if you're a Latino, speak proper Spanish. You look like a clown, constantly using slang. Leave that for at home, or when you're really around your close boys, to incorporate slang when you can, when you're really familiar with your surroundings. But for you to be saying slang around strangers and coworkers, it's not a good look. Number 3, sagging pants. That's so easy. I mean, I know where it was come from. I'm not going to go into the background of that, but it's crazy. I'm not sure why my people in particular, our young men, have this fascination with their pants hanging off their butts. Honestly, it's disappointing. I'm going to just leave it at that. I don't get it. You want to be sharp out here, man. Everywhere you go, I think I said it in one of my other videos, somebody is always watching you. Your father didn't teach you that? Your uncle didn't teach you that? You don't have no older brothers that taught you that? Always look sharp. Always. Walking around, wrinkled clothes, pants hanging off your ASS. Somebody's always watching. That opportunity could be slipping you by. That job, that business opportunity, that partnership, that girl of your dreams could be watching you from across the way in Whole Foods, on Pond City Market, on Union Square in Manhattan, or at the pyramids in Egypt. You may bump into someone and you got your pants hanging down looking crazy. Stop. Number 4 of the top 10 ways not to be taken seriously as a man, especially in LA, Atlanta, Houston. I've lived in all 3 of those places. Miami. Shout out to Miami 305, 174th Street, Dade County, Miami Gardens. Shout out to Franklin Park, New Jersey. Shout out to Diamond Bar, California. They call it Inland Empire now, I think. It's changed a lot since I lived there back in the day. But you got to have a car. Maybe not in Manhattan. Maybe not in Jersey City, Bayonne. But if you're a man, that's your horse. That's your vehicle. So that's pretty straightforward. I'm not even going to get into that. Number 5, not having a job. I know it's tough out here. A lot of strong men, smart men. I've been seeing on X lately a lot of college graduates coming out with powerful engineering degrees. People getting laid off at Microsoft, Google, Meta. These tech companies are laying off. It's not a game out here. But you have to have, I'm not even going to say a job. You have to have ways to make income. You know, I was talking to my son the other day. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day. You know, you drop me off in any place, I'm going to make money. Because I got to have it. I got to support myself. I got to support my family. And I just want to have that income. And you have to have that mentality too. You got to be taken seriously. So whether you got to work for the sanitation, waste management, the local city, water department, the trash department, you know, the parks department, janitorial services. Clean Star is a large company that does a lot of the cleaning at Grady Hospital. There's ways to make. I'm just learning this DJI thing. It looks like it stopped recording. So I don't know if it stopped at 4, 5, or 6, but I'm gonna merge these two videos. And let me run through it quick because it looks like it's stopping the recording because of the file size. So 4 was not having a car. If that wasn't picked up last time, of course, as a man, you gotta have a car to be taken seriously, especially if you live in Houston, Miami, LA, Dallas, Atlanta, Nashville, maybe DC, New York City, Philly. You could probably get around without a car, but Jersey, you need a car. Unless you're in Jersey City or somewhere in the north side of the state. Number 5, not having a job. Of course, I'm not going to run that. You need income. Number 6, not having confidence. I'm not sure if this was picked up. I'll check it out on the merge. But, you know, nothing more attractive than a woman that has confidence. And it's the same thing as a man. You have to have confidence in yourself. Read books. Watch YouTube videos of ways to increase your confidence. It's ways to do that. But naturally, it's about believing in yourself and looking back in your history and finding, oh, I was a good football player, or I was good at lifting weights, or I did a great job at this company, or I got my college degree. You got to think of the wins that you had, and then that should give you confidence. Even small wins should give you confidence moving forward in even larger endeavors. Number 7, excuse me. A man with no dreams. No one wants to deal with a man with no dreams. To be taken seriously, you have to have vision. So I'm not gonna even go deep into that, but just no dreams. Number 8, consistently having run-ins with the law. That's scrambled. To me, that's just, you don't want to be in jail. You don't want to be in court. You don't want to be a part of the system at all. You don't want them. You don't want to even deal with those people. Don't give them the opportunity. If you got a cracked tail light, fix your tail light on your vehicle. If you need insurance, I think insurance is a scam. I'm gonna make a video about all the scams, but you have to have insurance if you have a vehicle. Don't speed when you're driving your vehicle. Don't give the law an opportunity to interact with them. Give them no reason to interact with them. So you have 0 run-ins with the law. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of your money. And you look crazy constantly having situations dealing with police and other people. That's a whole different energy. Leave that over there for other people. All right. Number 9, always talking about sex. That's number 9 of the top 10 ways not to be taken seriously. They say certain folks, ethnicities, they have really addicted to porn. Porn is nasty to me. It's crazy. I don't know why people think that's cool, watching that stuff. But always talking about sex is just, you're playing yourself. I mean, that's just a part of life, like eating, drinking, exercising. It's no need to constantly talk about that when you meet someone new, or when you've been with somebody a long time. It's just not that. It is what it is. It's fun, but you don't have to talk about it all the time. Number 10, walking, standing in an unsure manner. So this is kind of a different one, but I don't know. Google Mike McDaniels, when he was the coach of the Dolphins, when he was standing at the podium a few weeks ago, and he had his one foot was kind of angled and sitting on top of his other foot. You know, you're a 40-year-old, 35-year-old coach in the NFL. You don't rest your feet like that, man. You know, correct your mannerisms, man. You're standing in front of the media, in front of your team. You can't have little, I'm not even call it suspect. It wasn't suspect. It just looks unsure, and it looked kid-like. So I don't know how you can learn walking and standing properly, but if your father wasn't in your household and you don't have any uncles, I'm not sure where you can get that from, but it's just hard to describe. It's like that day when I saw him, I couldn't even watch that coach, what he said after I saw the pictures of how his foot was sitting on his other foot. Like, you know, what do you want? Some cotton candy and, you know, a lollipop? That's what it looked like. Didn't look like a head coach. A couple of the bonus ones I'll say right quick. Someone ways not to be taken seriously. Overly materialistic. Not having a home. Of course, I'm not going to get on Gen Z or millennials. The cost of living is crazy these days. So if you still living with mom and dad or uncle, auntie, or grandma, kudos to you. Save your money. Don't give the landlord, you know, 2 G's, $2,500 a month. But at some point, you do have to have a home as an adult. So, but I do believe in the multi-generational living. I didn't in the past, but I've learned my lesson. You know, that's how other ethnicities, strive here. You know, Asians and Mexicans, and not to stereotype folks, but black people, we typically kick everybody out at 17, 18 and say you got to go get your own spot. So we need to stop doing that. Number 3, kind of already touched on it. Not to be taken seriously. Again, top 10 ways. Obsessed with porn. No need to rehash that. Number 4, obsessed with sports. And when you're in your 20s and 30s, or even if you're 50, and it's okay to be into basketball, football, hockey. I watched the Florida Panthers in the NHL playoffs last year. And I watched some other sports as well, some boxing and some MMA. But to constantly be talking about that every day and be obsessed with Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, LeBron, to always be talk about that constantly, it's so corny. Like, get a life. You know, those guys don't care about you. Same thing with being obsessed with music artists, Michael Jackson or Pop Smoke. Rest in peace to Pop Smoke. I loved his music. I thought he had good energy. But to be obsessed with Rihanna and Beyonce and Jay-Z, you look crazy. Like, stop. You know. And the last one is, which is becoming big lately, not to be taken seriously, is be obsessed with gambling. So I see a lot of people doing the, what do they call it? Prop bets and stuff. I'm just learning about some of this stuff. But, or flying out to Vegas and gambling. But a lot of this stuff is sports betting now. I mean, if you're going to, you know, touch on it, make some money, good for you. But to be obsessed with it, to do it every day, to talk about it all the time, nah, you don't want to do that. But anyway, I'm going to end the video. I just wanted to kind of test out my DJI, drop another top 10. I got my light here. First time I'm using that. First time I'm using the DJI. Again, I love how this thing moves. Who knows where this video is going? They're probably tracking me back in, what is that, the NSA or somewhere, you know, they probably got this backloaded somewhere. But it is what it is if they want to do that. But thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Add some comments or a comment, and tell me what I could do better. You know, I'm trying to make 100 videos at least. Not by the end of the year, but within the next couple of months. They say, you know, you can't really get serious with YouTube videos until you're at least 100 videos, and you learn each time. It's like the NFL players say, we get 1% better every practice. So I'm trying to get 1% better every video. So thank you. Peace.